Vanessa here from the blog, theduvalhomestead.com, and today I want to share with you how to build a farmhouse dining room table. This table is brand new. We just built it a few weeks ago and we have been working on a bench to go with it. We were so excited, my husband and I, to build this together because this is our main room here. We don't have like a dining room and then a kitchen. It's all kind of one great room, and we really wanted a big table to fit in the middle. There is a table on Restoration Hardware that is very similar to this one. It does have a few differences, but this table was inspired by that one. It's a large table with the ends that go farther out than the frame, which is really nice because then you can have two chairs on either end, whereas if your table ends just end right at the frame, it's hard for someone to sit on both sides. And I will have the full tutorial on how we did this on the blog post at theduvalhomestead.com. I'll also include a cut list and all of the instructions that you need so that if you want to build this table, you could follow along or even resize it to fit whatever room you're looking for. So I'm gonna take you along the way so that if you were to build this yourself, you'd probably stumble across the same kind of ideas and obstacles. So first, you're gonna go and get your wood.
It's important to make sure that these look good because they're gonna be the top of the table.
Yes, yeah, right, because we're gonna be looking at it, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what we'll be eating on.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the lines.
Crooked.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
We found a live one. Crooked?
You can tell it's not planed correctly. Like look down that. Look down that straight. Crooked. It's not straight.
It's slanted.
Yeah.
It's going down like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's not good for a table.
Yeah. I don't know, I like the natural look and like imperfect natural. Yeah, like this. So I don't mind a little natural look.
4x4x8.
Yeah.
That is strong wood.
No joke.
So we started this project off thinking that we were going to use pine for the top of the table, and then we changed our mind to tongue and groove, and you'll see why in a second.
What?
This is the tongue and groove board.
That we wanted originally?
Yeah.
Are you saying we could use that on top instead?
Yes.
I'm not one to deviate from a plan. So this would have to be if you're confident. It does fit nicely together. Like a puzzle.
For the top of the table, we used tongue and groove wood 2x6x8, and that is basically wood, if you don't know, that is kind of a puzzle piece fit together, so that if you just used pine wood, it would be two edges of a wood going together, whereas the tongue and groove actually has a groove and it's like a puzzle piece so that they just go together really nicely.
So 45 for this.
Yep.
65.
So $20 more.
And we have to cut it here because we can't fit that in the car. It's 12 feet. So we decided that we don't want to do the 2x6x8s, we want to do the tongue and groove. The tongue and groove is going to give us more of a farmhouse look, and we didn't realize Home Depot had that. It's a little bit more pricey. It's probably going to be like maybe 1.5 times as much money.
Maybe 150 budget instead of 100, because our budget was 100, right? So we'll see if we can get under 150. So came out to
105.
That's not bad at all. We thought it would be like 150.
Or yeah, close to 2.
It's going to be the kind of situation where we drive very carefully.
So the first thing that you're going to build is the table frame. So we used pocket holes to attach all of the wood together for the table frame. If you don't know what that is, it's basically using your drill to drill in a pocket hole for the wood to attach to. Now your other option for this would be a dado joint. And if you don't know what that is a really fancy way of attaching two pieces of wood together where basically you're creating a groove for another piece of wood so it's going in really nicely. To do this, you have to have a really good precision cut, and we did actually try this out, and I think we could have done it, but we just chose not to spend the extra time trying to make that happen.
So I could make a dado joint. I mean, what do you want as the frame? We have a couple options. You can have this. Problem with these dado joints, and the thing that I want everyone to realize at home, is that these things are really difficult to make. They're really difficult, and the problem is that they require a lot of precision cuts. I'm gonna use my Craig jig to cut 2 pocket holes in both sides in order to attach them to the base of the legs. I'm gonna do 2 on this side, flip it over, and then 2 on the other side. Anytime you're doing furniture, you wanna make sure that you're kind of hiding a lot of the attachments, so butt joints really just won't cut it for a dining room table. I always like to see what side of the lumber that I want facing out. Sometimes there's one rough end, it's a smooth end. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably go with the smooth end here. Even though it has the stamps, we're gonna paint over it anyway. I can sand that down, and I'll use that as the end that I want facing out, which means that when I do the pocket holes, I wanna do them on the opposite side.
We also wanted to add several support beams to this table, so we wanted it to be sturdy enough to hold people if they were sitting on the table or whatnot.
So this project's gonna look like this. It's gonna have 2 like support beams up top, right, going like that, and then it's gonna have this one little support beam on the bottom down here.
We also added a support beam on the very bottom, and this is actually just to function as a footrest, because I like when we have the chairs pulled in on the side of the table and we can kind of rest our feet on the beam that's on the bottom.
Fire screws. Wow.
Try to do like a sit underneath it real quick.
So lastly, we have to do the cross beam down the middle, because then we can have our feet resting on it. That'll be nice.
Build the table frame, and then you're going to go ahead and build the tabletop.
Okay, so we got 4 pocket holes on each side here to help secure in the top of the table, 4 on each side. And now we need to just do the top.
We looked at a few plans on Etsy, and we looked at a few plans online on a few blogs, and we decided that we were gonna kind of go out on our own and make a different table. Most of the plans didn't offer anchor supports on either side of the table, and we added these in as a special feature because it seemed a little bit unstable without them. The other thing that these plans didn't have was 2 structural beam supports in the middle of the table. Now, it's important that if there was going to be some added force or additional weight in the middle, say like little
child,
kids,
yeah.
Or it would be tough to do that without having structural support. So we decided that we want to keep this table for a long time, and we want it to really hold a lot of weight in the event it needs to. So we're finishing off the corners to make them even. I measured exactly 10 inches on each side, and that's where we're going to keep the table at, 10 inches on each side. I'm going to make it straight line. And the way that I did this, I got a track guider for the table saw. This just keeps everything level. It's just kind of like a jig. Basically, it guides the table saw along so I don't have to worry about keeping it in a straight line.
Okay, I was wondering how you were gonna do that. Okay.
Yeah. So,
all right, so you're gonna follow the line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once your table is built, you want to start sanding it. So we use a few different types of sanders. We had an electric sander, and we also had some sandpaper and 3 different types of grit on that paper. We did this together. The sanding and the staining process is what takes the most time in this table, because you sand it and then you have to do a pre-wood conditioner, and then you do the stain, and then you do the polyurethane, and that all takes a few days because it has to sit. So it's not very much effort, but it does have to sit for a while. The woodworking itself probably could be done in an afternoon if you had all of your cut lists and your plans ready to go, which you would have if you printed out the plans that we are going to provide.
Now, Dual has some great products, but they require you to have a special adapter in order to attach your shop vac. The adapter is like 30 bucks, 30 or 40 bucks. I didn't want to spend the money. I already had a reducer attachment for my miter saw over there. So what I did is I got the reducer, and then I just went to Ace Hardware and picked up some plastic tape for $2.99. The tape doesn't really leave a residue, and the good thing about it is it shrinks when you wrap it around, and so it gets a good whole bond. And this is working out perfectly. As you can see, we've been sanding the entire morning, and no dust at all. Makes it a lot easier. I don't really have to worry about breathing in dust, coughing a lot.
So we are going to pick out a stain for the table, and I just did a quick Pinterest search. Really like the kind of old farmhouse look, this color. I like the matte look as opposed to a gloss.
Maybe red mahogany is what you're liking?
Oh, I think I'm liking red mahogany. Or even red oak.
What about this honey? I think it's red mahogany.
Can't wait to see everyone sitting around this table and enjoying coffee and wine and all of the good things that come with eating food. I feel like food is a big deal at our homestead, and enjoying a meal together is like one of my favorite things that we do. Thank you so much for watching this video and learning how to make a farmhouse table. I hope this helped you if you are making your own table. It is so worth it to be able to walk into your kitchen and see that the table that everyone is enjoying their food on is one that you built yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my page, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and like on Facebook. Every week I post farm to table recipes, homesteading, and homemade natural living from our homestead here in Duval. Thanks so much for stopping by our homestead.